96.9.
Okay, today's best music mix 96. Good morning to you. In studio with me, spending some time with my boy Fantom. He's in, and we're gonna find out what's been going on with him for the past couple of months, upcoming projects and all that. Get into his business, not the personal stuff. So let's say good morning to Fantom. What's up, buddy?
I just, man, it's funny, been a blessing to be in the studio with totally after about 3 years.
3 years.
You know what I mean? But that's some humbling and some, restricting yourself and coming again fresh. Finally we're here.
Give us some background about yourself, man.
Basically, I am a boy from St. Thomas who was raised up by mother and father, but due to the fact that my mother was an entrepreneur, then due to the fact that my mother was an entrepreneur, it kind of took back on certain things, so she decided to push back, and then my grandparents started to play a nice role. My grandfather, he started to influence me in the musical side of it. He used to play guitar, he was a singer, writer, and then from there my uncle kind of helped. He got me into a studio, my first ever studio. Eventually, after trying to hone my art and my skill, I met up with Triple E, Mr. Strategy, and the music started to kick off. And from secondary school, music became my life.
Okay, what kind of music was playing in the background in your home? Wake up in the morning, what you be listening to?
Well, I could tell you it was a lot of Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass, Curtis Mayfield. There was the Temptations. Yeah, my father was a DJ, and he used to have some crazy parties back in the day. I mean, you'd be cutting 100 people laying all through your house. And you just hear all types of music, and it was. I had no choice but to be eclectic in terms of music.
Right.
Love everything. You know what I mean? Always got open mind, and as an artist, you need that. So I guess too that kind of helped.
Curtis Mayfield, Marvin Gaye, that's some classic stuff.
Yeah.
Right? How has that influenced you in terms of what you've brought?
See, what happens is, then, because I do hip-hop and R&B and that, so the melody is so important. And due to the fact that I would have had the influences of the old-time greats and their melodies in my head, then it kind of makes my stuff melodic automatically. You know what I mean? So I guess I would say that was a great help.
Now, you brought some music earlier.
Yeah.
Tell us about that break for you in terms of getting your foot through the door.
Well, getting my foot through the door. Well, it was kind of hard at first. I mean, nobody really wanted to listen, or I guess it's the fact that I didn't make myself a person that you would want to listen to, in the sense that my head was hard. And eventually, after I met one or two DJs, totally, that means stand me up and say, listen, you need to do this, you need to be more humble, and try to show me some guidance, right? And I respect that from you, because you had to, you could have just yourself, do like anybody else and say, well, I won't hear you, but you took the time to talk to a brother and say, well, yeah, I think you need to be a little more humble and stuff like that, so I respect that, and that was good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. That's true. It's true story. Not paying me. Water under the bridge, man. Water under the bridge. From then now, what kind of styles you had before? You were doing
before. It was to me it was a weak style, but straight hip hop.
Straight hip hop.
That's all it was. And eventually, after Strap and one or two other people get on me like, "What you don't try like the singing stuff?" And it was like, I ain't singing. And he could testify to that. I ain't singing, not that I saw anything wrong with singing, because I love to hear singers, but I didn't believe that myself personally I could do it. So eventually sit down and I started to work on crafting my style, and I kind of found my niche right now, whereas I do like dance hall hooks.
Wow.
And then I would rap my verses. So kind of fusing the two now is kind of branding myself and people liking it. So I'm going to continue for a while until I find another way to step up the niche again.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Definitely.
So you have a mixtape coming up. We were talking off air.
First Notice, hosted by MVP and NRG Sounds.
It's all good.
We got the music video coming in about 2 weeks or so. We have the album I Am Me, the DunDeal, coming in 2009. We are unsure of the exact date, but between February and March, we're looking to launch that. So definitely is a constant grind. We have shipping Thursday, me and Danny Reid releasing What I Am and High Grade. So definitely people who listening right now could come out on Thursday night and support. And I mean the local entertainers who doing it big.
It is Mix 96, 18 after 11, Fantom in the studio. Crazy track called 1 Minute. Or a couple of more tracks we're going to be talking about.
Inspired by the death of my big homie, Big Riz, the hip hop legend out to the Pounders, the best lyricist that ever lived in Barbados. The death of my daughter, which was a very sad thing. My grandfather, a few other little soldiers from Red Sea and so forth, and to all the people that lost their loved ones. And I mean, this song is dedicated to you, whether the names were called or not. I mean, you already know that. Yeah, you could feel the vibe and the spirit.
That's right. Going through those losses, especially your recent loss as well, how has that shaped you?
Honestly, at first, it was kind of, the pressure was kind of overbearing to the point where I really wanted to, I wouldn't say break down, but I just felt like, and I mean, everything was going wrong, Murphy's Law. What can't go wrong, will go wrong. You know what I mean? But like, with the help of my brothers, Inches and Strat and Danny and Karma and the rest, it was just like, you know what, you can't let this phase you. Use it in that positive aspect and push on from there. So that, like, through the song you heard me say, well, I felt like I was empty, but your death was like a tank full of fuel. You know what I mean? So I take it, instead of letting it, let me mash me up, I just take it and say, you know what, put this in here, this high octane, let me move a little faster. You know what I mean? And that kind of helped me know to push up the grind in terms of the music and get out there. Just want, and I mean, get out there.
You have the mixtape coming out. I felt like a lot of talent right here, getting ready to release a lot of stuff via mixtape prior to our album release. How's that been helping you? What's that process been like for you?
Actually, it's been great because, I mean, every day I realize that people are more and more into what the Bajan artists are doing. And they're also interested in helping and assisting and supporting. What I also found out is that my movements, because when I first ever brought my album Caught Up, which I did last year, which sold like 1,500 copies plus in total. It sold like 300 copies the first month, which was great.
Wow.
Which a lot of people applauded me on, because a lot of established artists in Barbados ain't really done that type of stuff yet.
That's true.
So, I mean, it was kind of a shock to some people, but some people say, we know you could do this. And from there, because my first album had on a lot of features, but what I was trying to preach is unity, and is the baddest, is the best. I just wanted people to realize, well, listen, in order for me to get out, it gotta be unity between DJs, between artists, between everybody. You can't got every artist one kills one another. They can end up with probably one artist or maybe none.
True.
So, I mean, the mixtape now, I have at least 60 people in my phone at present in terms of artists, and my mixtape gone at least 30 people, 30 features.
Wow. People
just came out. You tell a dude, listen, I want a verse for this song, but tomorrow he got written, he want to get in the studio. Female, the same thing, and it was amazing. I mean, the fact that some people that don't even really cling to one another came through and did their stuff. You know what I mean? One or two artists that wouldn't necessarily be associated with my camp in terms of Triple E came through and did what they had to do. You know what I mean? And they applaud them type of things. And I kind of just want everybody to realize that it can't only be done by one artist. I try to push unity, but if everybody want to fight, then I try to push unity, it ain't gonna work.
True.
You know what I mean? So I hope that my mixtape will be a testament to the other artists to realize, well, listen, if he could close a blind eye and look to push unity, we could do the same.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now, as you were mentioning, a lot of talent right now is being recognized and respected, and again, not as big a break as before, but things are opening up. Now, how you're positioning yourself, how you feeling about being a part of that landscape?
Honestly, I feel that I am part of the landscape, but still above it, in the sense that I separate myself from everybody else, because most artists, they got this one thing in mind, right? Seek and destroy is the best. I got a term that anybody willing to challenge is, I am the hottest artist. I don't care who got the baddest lyrics. I don't care who said the sickest punchlines. That's your thing.
Right.
Me, I'm the hottest artist for the fact that I study my artistry. Every day I look to improve myself. You understand? Okay. And even people seeing me and like, yo, you really starting to look like an international artist. And I kind of just want to keep developing on that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's some high standards there, though, man.
Definitely.
Well, that's an understatement.
And what gonna happen is,
they're
gonna either have to step up to the plate or just left the plate in the kitchen.
All right, Fantom in studio. Got more coming your way.